have power to cast you into hell.
Living nor dead.
That's right. Look at Isaiah 51:7 and 8. And these are the things that Eleazar had. When we go back in the Old Testament, that's what he had to go by. Read that.
Isaiah chapter 51, verse 7. Hearken unto me, ye that know righteousness, the people in whose heart is my law.
So you say, listen unto me, ye that know righteousness, the people in whose heart, which is the mind, is my law. Read.
Fear ye not the reproach of men.
Don't be fearing the reproach, the disgrace of men. Read.
Neither be ye afraid of their rivals.
Don't be afraid of them
revelings.
Raveling, going back and forth with you, going after you. Read.
For the moth shall eat them up like a garment.
The moth gonna eat them up like a garment, the Most High said. Read.
And the worm shall eat them like wool.
And the worm shall eat them like wool. Just a man. Read.
But my righteousness shall be forever.
The Most High said his righteousness, his law is going to be forever. Read.
And my salvation from generation to generation.
Right, forever and ever and ever, from generation to generation. Read verse 12 and 13.
Even I am he that comforted you. Who art thou, that thou shouldest be afraid of a man that shall die?
And he already told you. He said he gonna eat them up like, he said a moth eats a garment, and the worm eat, them like wool. He said, who are you? He said, I'm the one that comforts you. He said, who art thou, that thou shouldest be afraid of a man that shall die? Read.
And of the Son of Man, which shall be made as grass.
Be made as grass. Read.
And forgettest the Most High power, thy Maker, that hath stretched forth the heavens, and laid the foundations of the earth, and hath feared continually every day because of the fury of the oppressor, as if he were ready to destroy. And where is the fury of the oppressor?
Yeah, he said, where is the fury of the oppressor? So you gotta fear the Most High, who have power to kill and throw your butt into hell, where the worms never die and the fires never quench. That's why you see Eleazar is saying what he's saying, because he knew. He knew about the Most High. He knew about who he's supposed to fear. And not fear no man, because it's told. Most High said, look at Jeremiah 1 and 7. It's told Jeremiah.
Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 7. But the Most High said unto me, say not, I am a child, for thou shalt go to all that I shall send thee, and whatsoever I commanded thee, thou shalt speak.
That's right. Go ahead.
Be not afraid of their faces.
What did he say?
Be not afraid of their faces.
Don't be afraid of man's faces. Read.
For I am with thee to deliver thee, saith the Most High.
I'm with you to deliver you. Don't be afraid of their faces. I'm with you to deliver you. I'll make sure I'm with you. Don't worry about them. Look at our subject, man. Look at Jeremiah 3 and 1 symbolically, and how Most High uses this for what it is that he already told us. read this.
Jeremiah chapter 3 and verse 1.
Deuteronomy 24, verse 4. Well, read this.
Jeremiah chapter 3 verse 1. They say, if a man put away his wife, and she go from him, and become another man's, shall he return unto her again?
See, remember we talked about that in Deuteronomy 24 verse? It's symbolic. He's going to bring symbolically how he's using what he gave us in the law and representing, Israel. Read.
Shall not that land be greatly polluted?
See, shall not that land be greatly polluted? Read.
But thou hast played the harlot with many lovers, yet return again to me, said the Most High.
See what he's saying here? See, you done went around all these different lovers, all these different nations that y'all done put you in captivity under. All these different ways of the nations. He told you not to learn the way of the Gentiles, the heathen. You done made them your lover. You love that way. Therefore, he call you a harlot spiritually, because you against him. You sold yourself for nothing. Oh yeah, it's bad. Here we are. We got to live it. We got to deal with it. Our people are the ones that are against him. They're against him. No, look at Ezekiel, the 2nd chapter. Start at verse 3.
2 and 3.
Ezekiel 2 and 3.
Ezekiel chapter 2 verse 3. And he said unto me, Son of man, I send thee to the children of Israel, to a rebellious nation that hath rebelled against me.
He said, I'm sending you to the children of Israel, to a rebellious nation who have rebelled against me. Right?
They and their fathers have transgressed against me, even unto this very day.
Yeah, even unto this very day. The children of Israel and their fathers have transgressed against the Most High. Read.
For they are impotent children.
They are impotent children, silly and stupid children. Read.
And stiff-hearted.
And you can't tell them nothing, but they're stiff-hearted, stiff-minded. Read.
I do send thee unto them, and thou shalt say unto them, Thus saith the Most High Power.
That's why we got to come with the word of the Most High. Let the Most High be true through his word, and every man a liar. You got to stay with these scriptures. Read.
And they, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear.
So whether they want to hear you what you have to say, or whether they don't want to hear what you have to say. Read.
For they are a rebellious house.
He's telling us where we going to. As we go out there, as we talk to our people, they're rebellious. Read.
Yet shall know that there hath been a prophet among them.
You got to be able to deal with these words, that they know that a prophet been among them through the word of the Most High. Read.
And thou, son of man, be not afraid of them.
He just over and over again, he said, hey, don't fear man. You got to fear the Most High. Read.
Neither be afraid of their words.
Don't be afraid of their words. They're going to be regaling. They're going to be reviling you. They're going to be arguing. They're going back and forth with you, threatening you and so forth. Go ahead.
Though briars and thorns be with thee, and thou doest dwell among scorpions, be not afraid of their words, nor be dismayed at their looks, though they be rebellious, though they be a rebellious house.
Though they be a rebellious house, don't worry about the way they look at you. Don't let it faze you at all. This is the spirit we have to have in dealing with our people. Go ahead.
Be not rebellious like that rebellious house upon my mouth, and eat that I give thee. It's like that. Verse 7, and thou shalt speak my words unto them, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear. for they are most rebellious.
Now he said that we most rebellious. He said speak his words, not our own words. It's very important. That's why we got to go through these scriptures and go by these scriptures. Precept upon precept. Line upon line, here a little and there a little. The Most High's words. Whether they hear, whether they forbear. They most rebellious. Go ahead.
For thou, son of man, hear what I say unto thee. Be not thou rebellious like that rebellious house. Open thy mouth and eat that I give thee.
That's right. So he said, hey, we got to eat this word. That's what we got to eat up. Very important. As we roll with the Spirit of the Most High, the Holy Spirit, and do what's right according to His will, His rules and regulations. Hey, are there any other questions? Anybody else have any other questions before we continue? Go back to 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter. And read, start at verse 28 again. It's on page 146. And you got a red apocrypha.
And
28.
2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 28. As for faith,
Second Maccabees 6 and 28.
Second Maccabees chapter 6, verse 28. And leave a notable example to such as be young to die willingly and courageously.
This is what Eleazar said. He was 90 years old. He said he's going to leave a notable example. That's why he's written here in the Bible. To such as be young to die willingly and courageously. Read.
For the honorable and holy laws.
For the honorable and holy laws. He didn't say nothing about himself. He said he lived according to the laws of the Most High. Say he's going to die honorable. To leave a notable example for the honorable and holy laws of the Most High. Read.
And when he had said these words, immediately he went to the torment.
Immediately he went to the torment. Read.
They that led him changing the good will because they that led him changing the good will, they bear him a little before into hatred, because the aforesaid speeches proceeded, as they thought, from a desperate mind.
They thought he said it from a desperate mind. Read.
But when he was ready to die with stripes, he groaned and said, it is manifest unto the Most High that hath the holy knowledge, that whereas I might have been delivered from death, I now endure sore pains in body by being beaten, but in soul am well content to suffer these things, because I fear him.
See that? You hear what he said? He said, I'm going to suffer whatever they putting upon me, because I fear the Most High. Read.
And thus this man died, leaving his death for an example of a noble courage and a memorial of virtue, not only unto young men, but unto all his nation.
That's right. This man died, leaving his death for an example of a noble courage and a memorial virtue, not only unto the young men, but unto the 12 tribes of Israel, his nation. That's why we read about it. Let's continue. Chapter 7.
2 Maccabees chapter 7 verse 1. It came to pass also that 7 brethren with their mother were taken and compelled by the king against the law to taste swine's
You
flesh.
see what it say? 7 brethren with their mother were taken and compelled by the king, King Antiochus, the Edomite, so-called white man, a so-called white evil king, was compelled by the king Antiochus, learn his name, against the law. Whose law? The Most High's law, to taste swine's flesh. You read about that in Leviticus 11th chapter, I believe the 7th verse. That's a dietary law. It's against the law to taste swine's flesh, to taste the pig. Read.
And were tormented with scourges and whips.
Hear that? Were tormented with scourges and whips for not eating pork. Read.
But one of them that spake first said thus, What wouldest thou ask or learn of us? We are ready to die, rather than to transgress the laws of our fathers.
Read that again. What did he say? We are what?
Rather than to
We are ready to die.
We are ready to die, rather than to transgress the laws of our fathers.
Woo. The first one said, we are ready to die, rather than to transgress the laws of our fathers. Go ahead.
Then the king, being in a rage, commanded pans and cauldrons to be made hot, which forthwith being heated, he commanded to cut out the tongue of him that spake first, and to cut off the utmost parts of his body, the rest of his brethren and his mother looking on.
See that? Cut his tongue out and cut off the utmost parts of his body. With the rest of his brothers, his 6 brothers and his mother looking at this. Read.
Now when he was thus maimed in all his members, he commanded him, being yet alive, to be brought to the fire, and to be fried in the pan.
He done cut off his arms, his legs, his members, his tongue. Still alive. Brought him forth. Say, let him be fried in the pan. Scalding hot grease. Read.
And as the vapor of the pan was for a good space dispersed, they exhorted one another with the mother to die manfully, saying thus, The Most High Power looketh upon us, and in truth had comfort in us, as Moses in his song, which witnessed to their faces, declared, saying, And he shall be comforted in his servants. So when the first was dead after this manner, they brought the second to make him a mocking stock. And when they had pulled off the skin of his head with the hair.
That's scalping. This is before they came over here in 1492. This is them scalping us. When they had pulled off the skin of his head with the hair. So who started scalping?
Esau.
Here it is right here. Read.
They asked him, Wilt thou eat before thou be punished throughout every member of thy body? But he answered in his own language and said, No.
La'ah. His own language of Hebrew. He said, La'ah. Read.
Wherefore he also received the next torment in order, as the former did. And when he was at the last gasp, he said, Thou like a fury takest us out of this present life, but the King of the world shall rise up, raise up, who have died,
raise us up,
who have died for his laws unto everlasting life.
Who have died for what?
His laws.
But see, how many people are going to die for his laws? See, they dying for his laws, for the Most High's laws. For Mashiach Yahushai's laws, said, you love me, do what? Keep my commandments. This ain't nothing new. What are they doing? They love him. They love the Most High, the love of the Most High. 1 John 5:3, for this is the love of the Most High, we keep his commandments, and commandments are not grievous. He said, but the King of the world shall raise us up, who have died for